He was being battered by a storm of strikes, but what this fighter managed to do defies belief. This wasn't just courage, it was a vivid demonstration of what unshakable will and belief in oneself can achieve. Luck Sanders, an undefeated fighter with 11 wins and no losses, dominated the bout from the opening seconds. In every exchange, he dominated, landing more powerful shots and not allowing his opponent's counters to gain any momentum. Sanders successfully executed a takedown, and then, for half a round, he relentlessly hammered his opponent's head with everything he had. But Yuri Alcantara refused to quit. How was his head not shattered? He took nearly 100 strikes and endured them without giving up. He barely crawled to the cage, but things only got worse from there. Even when the fight turned dirty, Sanders landed an illegal knee to the head while Alcantara was grounded. That move is strictly prohibited by the rules, and the referee immediately stopped the fight to call in the doctor. Alcantara sat on the canvas, dazed and unable to gather himself for a long time. It seemed like it was all over. Yet, against all odds, Alcantara chose to continue. He gathered his strength and declared he would fight to the very end. Despite the illegal strike, he held no grudge against Sanders. But the American, brimming with confidence, refused to touch gloves as a sign of respect when the fight resumed. That's when everything changed. Smelling a near victory, Sanders increased the pressure, believing the referee would soon stop the fight due to the sheer number of strikes Alcantara had absorbed. And indeed, it looked like the Brazilian had taken too much. The audience was bracing for the stoppage. But the moment Sanders relaxed even slightly, Alcantara struck. He showed exactly why Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioners are so dangerous. The power of each strike kept increasing with every exchange. And before Alcantara could mount any real offense, he started absorbing massive combinations once again. At one point, he found himself trapped by Sanders yet again. Sanders began pummeling Alcantara's head with such force that the audience thought, "This is it, it's over." The volume and power of the strikes were completely one-sided. Sanders was the undeniable winner, if not for what happened next. With a lightning-fast move, he took the fight to the ground. At first, everyone thought he was suicidal. He willingly put himself in a position to take another brutal barrage of head strikes from an awkward angle. Staying on his feet would have given him a much better chance, but instead, he chose the riskier path. But after taking yet another massive barrage of strikes, he somehow found the strength and picked the perfect moment. He executed a successful entry towards Sanders' unprotected leg, and with a sudden roll, secured a dominant position and locked in a chokehold. Sanders didn't even have time to react. For him, every second stretched into an eternity from the pain. Within seconds, he was tapping out, signaling his defeat. The shock on his face said it all. One careless moment had cost him everything, and Alcantara, bruised and battered, rose as the victor, not just over his opponent, but over adversity itself. In the post-fight interview, he said that this plan was in his mind from the very beginning, but it was incredibly hard to find the right moment to execute it.